Welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode and a new rabbit hole on a new day. Today we're going to be doing something that is, well, ostensibly very simple, but turns out not to be. We want one thing. We want to unlock Ender IO, which means we need to unlock this gate. We've got all the prerequisites, so we should be able to do it, according to the quest book. That's something else entirely. But we need to make a simple machine chassis, and that looks, again, quite simple. We've got some Infinity bimetal gears. Now that requires us to get grains of infinity. As it happens, we've got a few of these, so I don't actually need to craft it, at least for the first one or two. But, you know, we need to have grains of infinity. The rest are straightforward. So I've got a couple of those in the system already, and I've got a couple of dark iron bars from that aborted attempt to make a wither killer that doesn't work with dark iron bars. They're not wither resistant. They may be blast resistant, but nope, the wither will block them. This thing in the middle, which is a hardened cell frame, we've already made one of these. So that's most of the ingredients, which is why I said it's going to be simple, sort of, when you first look at it. Apart from these things around the outside, titanium aluminide plates. The aluminum, or the aluminium, depending on where you're from, is perfectly fine. We've already got some of that. The titanium, however, is not fine. Not fine whatsoever. If we go look in the alloy furnace, you'll see we need to make some of these. You see this is obtainable through the advanced Metallurgic Fabricator. We don't have it. It is a different machine entirely. Otherwise, we would normally need to go and get them from, well, not the overworld, but from other planets. And we don't, of course, have that. So, yeah, we've got to be a bit careful about where we get this from. However, we need to actually get these titanium ingots. So the advanced Metallurgic Fabricator will let us get it from magnesium, salt, carbon plates, and liquid chlorine. So how much of these? I know we can get the carbon plates. That's easily enough. Do we have salt, magnesium? We definitely don't have the chlorine. So let's just look up salt. Do I have any in the system? Salt is depends on which kind of salt, I suppose. I'm not sure which one it said. Let's just titanium ingot. I need to put it there. Titanium ingots. Let's just add that to our favorites. So here we go. It'll take any of the salt. Fine. That's ore dictionary. And then magnesium ore. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Magnesium. We have some magnesium, and because we have at least one block, we can go and search for more if we need it. We probably won't, but that will get us going. Salt. Salt from Enigmatica. Letting water evaporate on a cheese mold. In a cheese mold. That seems a little bit arbitrary, I've got to say. How about mechanism salt? May well be easier from a salt block, which is just salt. So, yeah, I may have to research that. I'm sure we can find one source of it, though. Gaseous brine. Okay, so chemical crystallizer will bring us down from brine, and brine, presumably, is just going to be from regular brine. And regular brine is going to be coming from salt. Wonderful. Okay. Fine. Thermal evaporation controller. So yeah, that's going to be the mechanism. If you remember, well, if you've played Mechanism, there are like large evaporation towers you can build, if I remember rightly. They tend to be really quite large, like, you know, 20, 30 blocks high, if I remember rightly. And they will then produce sort of brine and stuff like that. We'll get back to that in a little while. To get started, we're going to need to do some stuff about automation, and we're going to need to automate one of our existing sort of multi-blocks-ish, which is downstairs, and that being the Empowerer. It's over there on the floor. We need to automate that through AE2 because I'm going to be needing quite a few different things through it, so we may as well actually have that automated. It's a little bit trickier than you might expect to automate because you've got 4 basically separate machines. You don't have any sort of combined stuff there, so we're going to get a chest, and we are going to get an interface. Yeah, I've already got one, in fact. We're going to use the chest as a buffer. The buffer is going to take items and then get pulled, those items get pulled out of the chest, get pushed into the whole sort of network, if you like, that's going to connect to the Empowerer's 4 stands. That's going to then craft, and then we're going to pull the item back out, whatever we want to, presumably with filters, I think, or yeah, something along those kind of lines. And then we'll just push it straight back into the interface. So I'm going to build a few bits and pieces, get some smart cable out, and let's automate it downstairs. And here we are with new conduit in place of the old stuff. So this is just attached to the basic universal cable. They should exchange, I think. At least we'll see whether that actually happens when I turn this on for the first time. But we've got the other conduit as well, the item conduit going through. What we're basically going to do with that is just basically have a few different channels set up. So down here, I've got that chest I manufactured. Well, next to that, we're going to put down the interface block. So I'm actually going to put it one above that there. And that's going to get connected with everything else. And we're going to need our Yeta wrench just to configure this. So first thing I want is just to go extract on green from always active. That's fine. And then we're going to configure this one to be inserting on green. All right. And then extracting brown is going to be the next step. So it's going to go into this buffer chest no matter what. And just in case, if I order a second thing, it's going to go into this chest to wait, basically, rather than anything else. And it's just like a temporary inventory store. So from the chest, we're going to then be extracting on brown, always active, and that means we're going to want to insert on brown into the four corners, or four sides of the cross. So this one is going to be inserting on brown, as is this one. Insert brown. Insert brown, and lastly, insert brown. Okay, so that's going to, whatever we put into the interface or whatever the interface serves, is going to go out into these four things. Now, the slight problem potentially with that is if, let's say, if the Empower requires multiple things for one recipe. So let's take a look at simple machine chassis. Okay, simple machine chassis. This thing, the hardened cell frame, only requires one thing in the outside. If that's always the case, then there probably won't be an issue. All we'll need to do is perhaps set the extraction here to make sure round robin is enabled. So for its outputs, it will try and send one to each of the four. So rather than trying to jam them all into one or anything like that, we don't want any kind of issues to actually occur there. So it's going to try and insert there. And then finally, you will require the middle one to also be brown. So however, this is going to need a bit of weirdness going on, because while the outside ones can go anywhere you like, the interior ones may well, in fact, no, they all have to have specific slots. What I'm hoping is that Actual Editions is intelligent in that it won't accept anything it can't support. So easy way to test that is if we just go and look at that simple machine chassis again. Will you accept an infinity bimetal? No, in fact, hang on, it's this one, isn't it? Yes, so let's say an Invar plate or an Invar gear, one of those. Will it accept it into the middle slot? So Invar gear, that'll do. If that will go into the middle, it won't. That's good. That means I don't have to worry about filters. Because these things will only go into the slots they're supposed to go into. All's good. Which means they get served into these four outside ones. The middle one will get transformed and then will be pulled back out. What I want to also check is that this is perhaps going on to blue. So it's going to insert on brown as well, just like the other four. Extract on blue, always active. And then blue is going to go back to the interface. The only thing to watch out here is if this will pull the ingredients before it's finished. So we need a recipe that's fairly straightforward that we can actually test this with. We're going to need to go and put it in upstairs because it's going to need the automation. Okay, so one of the easiest things to actually craft, or at least certainly easier than getting to that simple machine chassis, is the empowered Pallas crystals. They're lapis crystals just put through, well, lapis itself put through a process. Let's just look at Pallas. So you'll see we already have 32 Pallas crystals. You basically put those on top of your reconstructor and away they go. But the empowered version, that requires us to do the Empowerer automation with dense lapis lazuli plates. That goes through a compressor which went through a compactor, or you can also put it through a compressor as well with dust, which requires presumably macerating and stuff. So I've just taken the gear working die out of the compactor so that it will actually make this, and I'll probably convert across to using the Industrial Craft 2 stuff later, but for now that will actually make these. or even make a block cutting machine. They're quite actually useful to have as far as this is concerned. Anyway, it can actually make dense plates now. But you see, we also get sapphires. You get those from mining, cobalt ingots, and congealed cyan blocks, which again I've picked up from the world. So we should have enough now, I think, to craft one of these. So let's just get that going. Now, while that's going, last episode I had some problems with a few of the recipes. In particular, I think it was like the battery recipes. One quick thing on that, in fact, I'm going to want to just monitor what it's up to as far as crafting this is concerned. CPU 1, scheduled. Do you have everything you need? Yeah. Did you actually dump it into our system? Well, I must remember to go back to this, but for now, let me just check. Is it in there? It is not in there yet. It's got the pattern, but it's not actually crafting. Bit of investigation. Yes, and I just moved it so it's right next to the chest, and then that will then distribute stuff in. It was just one above that. So instead of having the this Ender IO conduit try to actually get stuff into the final positions, I've got them just basically pulling out from there. And we do need another single piece of item conduit to get this done. And I think that whatever is coming on the output of this block, which is extract on blue, needs to be an input blue onto here. But we do have another problem, and I'll show that in a second. So input blue, there we go. And I don't need any extraction because it's going to dump into the chest. You'll see the problem here is that the middle isn't filled. The middle isn't filled because this block is actually the block that's supposed to be that. So in some cases, when there is a block that can be used for the outside of this, it presumably will let you put it anywhere. So, although this, no. Okay, so maybe it just isn't intelligent. That's unfortunate. Okay, because that means I need to set up filters, and that's a bit of a pain. If anyone knows any any alternate way around this, then let me know in the comments below. The easiest way I can think of right now is to basically blacklist or whitelist using item filters from Ender IO to basically only let certain things through. That will, however, limit this Empower setup to only having 8, at least with the default item filter. So we'll have to actually set that up specifically. What I'm going to do for that then, if we're going to actually have to do it that way, I'm going to take this stuff out. Okay, you can all come out, and I'll be able to set up filters with this. Okay, and it doesn't matter that we get the items into a specific slot other than either the outside or the inside. So that's to be set up for that. So item filters, do I have any available? I do have a couple. We're going to need a few more though. I'm probably going to need, let's just see. Oh, game's frozen on me. It should come back. Yeah, I'm going to need some hoppers. Yeah, I thought I might need them. I'm probably going to need 5 of these total, so let's just build 3 hoppers. And it's going to create those, and then we should have enough paper to finish it off. Principle of the thing, we've now got 2 of these filters, is we want a whitelist for whatever is going to be on the input side. In fact, this is only a 5 possible recipes, not 8 possible recipes. So I'm going to have that. So in the middle, we're going to want to basically have the Pallas crystal. So we're only going to allow that in the middle. And then we are going to blacklist, or in fact, let's just continue to whitelist. Yeah, let's continue to whitelist the outside, and we're going to have them with 1 of each like this. Put them into the relevant slots, and that should work. There we go. There's our hoppers. All right, there's 3. I'm going to set them up just so they've got all the recipes in them, and we shall give this a test. Okay, let's try that now. So we want 1 Pallas, and it's going to be the empowered kind. So let's just start that up. Start, and they should all go into the relevant slots. They are. And thankfully, it's not dragging that out of the middle slot, which means that's going to work just fine. Good. I like it when things actually work. It's a rare thing, but, you know, when it happens, it's good. So we'll just fill, well, I'm not sure I'm going to want to fill this in too much because I'm going to need to break this open for quite a few points. So I'm going to leave it open for now, but you get the idea. We just have the filters set up just like I mentioned. So input filter, whitelist, away it goes. We'll probably need multiple Empower setups at some point, but that's going to get us Pallas. Now the Pallas is actually used as, well, various different things. One is this modularium. And modularium happens to be needed for this advanced metallurgical fabricator. So I didn't just choose Pallas randomly. We are going to actually need it. So you'll see here we need 4 of it to get the machine blueprint to get pretty much any further. So structure preview, here we are, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to need, and that needs modularium as well as circuits. And yes, I was remembering, it was the circuit recipes I had problems with. I don't know if you remember last episode, but circuits just wouldn't actually craft properly. And that was really down to lack of me clicking on one button. And thank you very much to a commenter who did say which button it was. Let me just show you that. So pattern, let me just double check in here as well. Have I got them still in the crafting list? Yes, I do. So it's these two, okay. Advanced control circuit. So let's just get a new recipe, advanced control. And let's shift click that in. We need crafting mode. Okay. And now we need to allow for or dictionary substitutes. Okay, so if we shift click in, it's still not going to basically show it here, but it should actually allow one or the other. So if we just go for this and put it back in, and we're going to actually have to ask it to craft them anyway, so we may as well get that done regardless. There it is. Using substitutions, yes. Okay, and then we can hopefully ask this to craft them, and hopefully it should actually craft them. It says missing 3. Yeah, okay, so let's just grab that back again, and let's manually say exactly what we want, but still allow substitutions. Okay, and let's see if that actually works. Hopefully it will. I'm just going to get rid of that circuit. Okay, and put it here. That's going to be the recipe we use, and let's put it back in its place. There it is. Now will you craft? Circuit. Craft. Looks like it's going to craft, and indeed it looks like it is actually crafting, which is good. That's exactly what we want. So even though shift click did not work, actually specifying it manually did, as long as you click on the allow substitutions. So good tip from commenter. Thanks very much. And of course I'll set these other things up off camera. Oh well, still fails. Okay, cancel. Okay, just to witness so you can see everything. I was hoping this would actually work, but no, it's still not liking it. Let's take a look there. So yeah, basic control circuit, 4 enriched alloy, 4 redstone. Using substitutions, yes, it's just a crafting recipe. There is nothing special about this whatsoever. Other than that, so that's the only thing in the system. And now if I tell it to craft these, you know, it probably will just work knowing me, but let's get started. And it just sticks. Same thing, using substitutions, no, and so that does not work. It doesn't work whether I shift click in or any other way indeed. So there is something wrong with that, that whole substitution between Industrial Craft 2 stuff and this, and mechanism stuff. Not sure why. If anyone knows or has tried it in game, feel free to let me know in the comments. Anyway, I'm going to get on with other stuff, and for now I'm just going to dump that, and we'll make them manually if we have to, because they are just regular crafting recipes. It's not too much of a problem, I suppose, just to make them in bulk. There we go. Fine. All right, moving along. What do we need to do next? So yeah, now we need to think about getting maybe some modularium, but first of all, probably crafting that sort of blueprint that we need. So let's just take a look. That is the advanced metallurgical fabricator blueprint. So we need this, which means we need 4 of those advanced control circuits, and we need some modularium. Okay, so modularium, I'm going to need 3 more empowered Pallas, and I'm going to need some electrical steel, some platinum, and some pulsating crystal, of which we may already have some. Do I have any pulsating crystals? I don't, but I probably can craft this easily enough. We're just going to craft some pulsating iron. That will basically make the crystals, and everything else will work. So we just have to then go back and get the rest of it. So modularium. Modularium. We then going to need all of this. So I'm going to want to tell the system to craft this, I think. We're probably going to need enough of it that it's worthwhile. Crafting pattern. It's a regular crafting pattern, so we'll put that in the system. Dump that into our molecular assemblers, which I'm probably going to need to expand again fairly soon. And let's see how easily or hard it actually does at crafting 4 of this. So we need to craft 3 empowered, and you'll see we've got a few things missing. We've got some platinum, we've got some pulsating crystals. So platinum should be straightforward because, ooh, we don't have much of it. Well, we should be able to sieve for it, I think. Or maybe not. I think I'm going to make sure I crush it to make sure you get the most out of this. And then we'll go and have a look. What's the best way to get this? We're going to want the crushed platinum ore. Let's go backwards. Regular platinum ore. Does it actually go in the overworld at all? Overworld? Overworld, it does. So it spawns down at Y level 5 or so, but is 0.08%. Wow, that's pretty low. And there is no sieving recipe for it. You can get it occasionally from orchids, but that's no good for us. Void ore miners, we're not there yet. We're not at lasers yet, so we can't get that. Yes, so we're going to need to go mining for that. I need to make sure that I crush this before anything else, just to make sure that this thing doubles. We don't want to use up all of our platinum too quickly, so let's just get that crushed, macerated. There it goes. That can be done. We'll basically double it up. I can just put it in one of the furnaces. That'll do just fine. And I'll get the pulsating crystals made. We should be able to make 2 of those now. Pulsating crystals. They'll be used for other stuff in Ender.io, I'm sure. Where is pulsating crystal? Pulsating crystals. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to need to get the iron nuggets. So those. And this. So 1, 2. And then we just need our platinum. Yep, there we go. We'll just basically cook that up. Do I have a furnace up here? I do not. I need a furnace up here. Fine, back in a second. And apparently we have everything we need for modularium now, so I'm going to start that off. It's going to start probably crafting the lapis stuff down there, because it's going to need the lapis plates, if I remember rightly. So that's going to need to be done in the this compactor here. You'll see it's already making the plates. They'll go into dense plates by the compressor, which is around somewhere. There it is. See, it's making them. And then they should pop into here. See them all popping in. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it did work. That's fine. Okay, and you should be pulled out. And waiting for the next one. There we go. Okay, so everything is working. And that should make me some modularium. Very little of it. Oh, no, it's already made. Then, oh, it must have made instantly when I actually turned around. Fine, so the modularium will let us get the machine blueprint. We need 4 of these advanced control circuits again, and this engineer's blueprint in the middle. Let's just get this made into these. So our circuits should be in here. I've probably used them up, so I'm going to need those. What do we actually use? Just 1 and then some alloy. Yeah, so we're going to need 4. Okay, that'll be made. And then alloy, we need to make 16 of it or something like that. Whoops, not that alloy. The other alloy. Let's just make 20. Cool, and that should let me make everything. That will then let me get the machine blueprint. We're going to need this. Well, it's pretty much any blueprint it will take in the middle, and I think I've probably got a spare one in the system. I do, so that's not a problem either. So yeah, that will just let us make everything. Circuits. And shift click in. See, shift click works. That's not a problem. Into this interface, but not into the other one. Very odd. So 3, 4, that's fine. And there is our machine blueprint. Hopefully. There we go. Advanced Metallurgical Fabricator. So, this thing, well, yeah, we need to freeze the current preview to be able to preview it in world. We want a whole bunch of blocks and stuff like that. You'll see, yeah. So, there's quite a lot of blocks that you may actually need here to actually get this going. Yeah, that may take a little bit. Well, let's see. So, machine casing is the sort of the most populous thing there, and various other bits and pieces. So what I'm probably going to do is the simplest one, which is probably the one without the actual glass. So let's just go for that. Sneak to freeze the current preview. There we go. Maybe. Can I actually show this? Nah, that's the top-down version. And then there we go. Okay. The shaders are going to make this an absolute torture session. Okay, I'm going to need to place this somewhere. I think I'm going to put this over here. Can we actually rotate this? I don't think we can really without actually replacing this down. So I'm going to put it here for now. Okay, and you can see there are blocks here that it actually needs, but to be honest, we'll go off this list. So we need we need lots of machine casings. Are they going to require modularium? And lots of it. Modularium. Or machine casings, I should say. Machine casing, and it's this kind. Yes, okay. That's going to become a problem because the modularium is expensive. It requires platinum. We don't have enough. There's no chance of us getting there, so we're going to have to find another way to get platinum. I hope I don't have to mine it, but if anyone wants to suggest an alternative approach below, then cool, I guess. We'll have to look at that. Empowered Pallas, that needs an awful lot of lapis. We've made some of it. It requires cobalt. Again, we can sieve for that. That's not too much of a problem. Congealed slime block. Yeah, sort of needs slime to get going on that. Sapphires, I don't have huge amounts. So all of this right now is sort of problematic. We need a lot more stuff, or a lot more stuff to be automated or generated, you know, en masse. That said, in the meantime, we can automate the other bits and pieces. We can put in that, it's just showing us chest on this interface terminal. The hardened cell frame, we can put that in there and we can try and order, and it'll basically show us what we're actually missing. So cell frame, you'll see that this actually uses a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to need to basically make a machine frame. Those are also limited, so we're going to need those to be automated. The steel casings I do have automated. That is in the system. It knows how to make them. And then you just need to know how to make invar plates and steel rods. So we'll get that done as well. Invar plates do I have? And this is where I need to make a second compactor or switch across to the compressor recipe at some point, because I need to put this gear working die back in to actually get it to make stuff. However, that is just going to be invar there, and I think that's pretty much it. So let's just get that done. So invar gear needs to know how to make that. Yeah, it doesn't know how to make them yet. So invar gears, gear working die. That's one of them. And then it's steel rod, was it? Steel rod. Was it that steel rod or was it another steel rod? It's got to be this one. Yeah, it's got to be this one. And that's just steel plate and a bit of yeah, that's a crafting recipe, not a processing recipe. Okay, so one of them goes into the molecular assemblers. The other one can go downstairs, and I need to put this gear working die back in place. Which should mean I should now be able to order one of these things. It's invar plate, not invar. I did invar gears. Oh, well, we've got invar gears, I guess. Unless I've already got that in the system. Nope. So I'm just going to need an invar plate recipe. Is my metal form? Metal form is full. Yeah, but let's just get that finished. Invar plate and invar plate. So metal former, processing mode, metal former, please. Yeah. There we go. Dump that in. Goes right in there. And I'm going to need even more machines now. Invar plate is fine. So if we ask for frames now, that should let us request this thing, which is the central ingredient. All of this can be crafted by the system. So off it goes. And that should work its way through. That one can be cancelled because it just won't go any further. And this one is going to be just fine, I think. Hopefully. It's going to be scheduled. Is it going to be blocked? That is maybe scheduled. Oh, hang on. Wait a second. Did that other thing get blocked? You remember I said that recipe didn't work? Did he just run out of redstone? You know, that could just be running out of redstone. Did I? Because I didn't craft the recipe to actually refill this with redstone. Ah, it's got plenty of redstone. Okay. Is that secondary circuit going to require any sort of redstone requirements? I don't think it is, though. No, because it's a crafting recipe, so it's definitely not that. Okay, so it's got to be another reason why that actually just won't craft. Anyway, we have the frame. Is the frame finished yet? The frame is not finished yet. You are stuck somewhere. Energy cell frame is stuck. Energy cell frame. You are Metallurgic Infuser. Okay, Metallurgic Infuser should be here. Yeah. One machine frame, one compressed redstone. Is that just because there's too much redstone? It's not. It's just not accepting them. Well, that's a problem. If 82 breaks down on me, that's really, really a problem. Let's just get energy cell frame. And let's just see, do we have any machine frames? Should have. Machine frame. It should be, if I just cancel this for a second. Yeah, we've got one stored. If I just cancel it, it should come back out. Yep, we've got one. Okay, so frame. Yeah, that's just really odd. Energy cell frame is just stuck on that. Maybe it's because of not accepting substitutes again, but I did change that before I put any of these recipes in. So yeah, that's odd. With one final thing, we should be able to order that central hardened cell frame automatically. Just be aware that when you actually do this particular recipe, you're going to be able to shift click stuff in here. You're going to be a little bit careful with this because these two things will be tried to put into one side. Now, if mechanism doesn't accept them, it will probably not like that actual option as the recipe, so it will just stick because it won't be able to put stuff in. So instead, I've just put it excluding the redstone, and then hopefully that will all proceed. It could end up getting stuck because it's out of redstone, but at least it won't get stuck trying to put redstone in there. And let's get that going. So that is ignoring the compressor redstone, and you can go in there. Let's put that at the end, and then let's just ask for a frame finally, which is the central piece of this whole thing. Okay. Crafting. And hopefully that's going to work. Where is that hardened cell frame being crafted? Frame. Cell frame. You're being crafted in the Empowerer. You know, I forgot to put the filters on for the other recipe. It's going to be stuck down here somewhere. It's going to be trying to insert stuff. Maybe, yeah, all the stuff is here, but because these have got explicit filters, it will only accept the explicit filters. So yeah, to do that is going to be straightforward. I just need to get rid of that recipe for a second, dump it back into our system, and that's going to be fine. I've just dumped the rest into the system, to be honest. And then I just need to set up the filters. So back in a second. And let's try that again. Again, let's just make sure the Empowerer actually works for us. So one of those, off it should go. Hopefully, yep, there they go. And it's going to craft into the middle. These are being repowered, so that's good. That connection did work between Ender IO and Mechanisms cable sort of system. And I can't remember how much power that's actually going to need, but once it's finished, it should pop back out into the system. If I remember rightly, it's quite a lot of power. But we do have a large battery attached. And of course, we do have, depending on whether it's daytime or not, we can have like 2400 RF per tick. So it's pretty good. Is it daytime? It's not daytime, it's nighttime. So that's going to get the center of our simple machine chassis. The outside's going to have to wait because we're going to have to make it a whole bunch of other stuff first. If you've got any ideas about all of that automation, put them in the comments. We can obviously have a look through. Just a brief reminder, we're going to need lapis. We are going to need lots of lapis, and I think that's probably silverable. It is, so don't worry about that one. That's through flint, stiffened mesh specifically, but we do also get a bunch of coal as well, which will be quite handy. We do use that for the carbon plates, so we may as well have some. And of course, the rest is just the usual kind of stuff we get, and some osmium as well, which is handy to have. Platinum is one of the other things that we're going to need. So we need some solution for platinum. And that does not have a sieving recipe, I don't believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Possible for us to get to mystical agriculture. That may be longer term, though, because it's going to need platinum seeds. And platinum seeds... no. Let's not go there. Let's not go mad doing this. Platinum, otherwise, it's looking like just like platinum ore, and I need some kind of way to automate that. I don't want to have to go mining huge amounts. Is there any way? Let me know. Otherwise, we're maybe a little bit stuck further to get to simple machine chassis. Let's take a look at simple machine chassis again, the quest book. So yes, we need the titanium. That means we need the modularium. Of course. So everything is sort of stuck on modularium. And that's going to be lapis. The ender pearls we've already got for this, so that's not a problem. The electrical steel we're fine with, so it really is just platinum and lapis. Got any suggestions? Put them in the comments. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next episode for some more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode, automating further stuff just to unlock Ender IO properly. It is one of those packs, unfortunately, you have to get a lot of stuff done, but, you know, we're getting on with it. As always, guys, thanks for watching.